Today, we are blessed to present one of these insightful lectures entitled Buddhist Stories, Cinca, the Brahmin Girl, Part 1 of 5 on Between Master and Disciples, given in English on September 27, 2015 in Saint Agnès, France.
Okay, let's go Buddha business, huh? Oh, my God, just eating all day. Only because today is festival, okay? Don't expect this every day, huh? You don't come here for this, right? Yes. Man, I never know. Maybe you specially came for Moon Festival. You wait until the last minute, yeah? Come here just on time to eat the cakes. Okay, the Buddha, when he was alive, he had also been blamed for things that was not true. You want to know about that? Yes. Because I had some bad names, because I thought, I was born in Vietnam, just a small Vietnamese woman. And Vietnam is not like famous or anything about anything. All you heard about Vietnam is war and refugees and poverty and all that. Just recently, they rise up already. Yeah, international standard. Even they are in World Trade.
Organization.
Huh? World Trade Organization. Yeah. Before even Russia. Yeah, at that time Russia was not admitted. Vietnam already inside. You don't have any translation? You understood English? Hiểu hả? Có hả? Okay, good. And I had no back support, nothing, nothing. I was all alone. I went it all alone. If I was born in India and all that, then they would call me Guru, Mataji, Maharaji, Mataji, Babu, Baba, yeah, Samiji, yeah, Swami, Maharaji, whatever, yeah. But I was born in Vietnam, so I had nothing to be proud of, Yeah, at that time even just the war was just recently fresh, and Vietnam was still embargoed. Yeah, and now it's better. Yeah, the country is much better, and the government is more open, so people can come in and out of the country. Foreigners and Vietnamese alike. It's very good. Bravo for that. Yeah, it's even easier to go out of the country for doing tourism now than during the war. Yeah. So the communist regime in Vietnam is not so bad. Yeah, very open. Yeah, younger generation, open. War's over. All right, I read you this story. It's called Cinca, the Brahmin girl. We should really thank the past masters, monks, and nuns and scholars who have taken time to record the Buddha's teaching after the master's nirvana, and also for the past and present persons, lay or monks or nuns who have really dedicated themselves, sacrificed their time and precious health or under any difficult situation to translate this so that I can read it to you. We have to thank them. And may they be blessed forever by all the Buddhas, past, present, and future. May their merit be immense. May they be liberated forever. Thank you. According to Buddhism and the believers and the tradition, when you read the sutra and all that, you have to put on incense, flowers, and bow to the sutra first and thank all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, all respectfully, before you read it, okay? And then you cover the sutra also with silk or beautiful cloth, and I just make it more popular. Yeah, more easy, simple. And I apologize to all the Buddha. I say if I done something wrong. According to the tradition, my heart is full of respect. It's just that I cannot always do that. So please, all the sin, whatever I've done wrong, is all on me. At least other people, they hear the names of the Buddha, according to the sutta, they will get benefit. Yes. Whoever gives false speech, he transgresses one principle. I mean, not telling lies. Yeah, okay. We have 5 principles, main principles, like shall not kill or harm anyone else, and not tell lies, and not steal, and not commit illicit sex, and not take intoxicants. Yeah. So telling lies is one of the main principles that we transgress if we tell lies. We should tell the truth only. So this story was given by the Buddha while he was in residence at Jetavana with references to Cinca Manavika. Stretch your legs, stretch your legs. Oh, I forgot. Stretch it. Oh, God. Ow. Ow. I'm also getting old like you too. Yeah. Oh, my knees are telling me that they exist. Thôi khỏi đâm bốt chứ nó mệt quá. Đấm bốt rồi đi rồi mai rồi làm sao? Quen rồi cái không có người đấm bốt. Vòng hoài không thấy ai mệt. Okay. This probably is told by Anand also. Most of the stories were told by Anand, and he said, thus I have heard. But this one translated, he omitted that. He just said this instruction was given by the teacher. He didn't even say the Buddha. What a translation. Okay. Of course, Buddha means teacher, master. Yeah, but different, wise, and compassionate. Yeah, powerful. Not just any teacher. So he should not translate it as teacher here. He should have said just Buddha then. Buddha. Yeah, Buddha or master. Like, for example, Guru Nanak would have been much different from any other Sikh guru at that time. See what I mean? Yeah. Krishna would be a different guru than any other Hindu master at that time or teacher at that time. There is a big difference. But the inside is different. The outside doesn't look different. Therefore, people cannot tell. Unless you are initiated by that guru, and then you can tell. Yeah, you can tell because inside experience, yes. Okay, this one is about a girl from a Brahmin family. For the first period after enlightenment, the disciples of the master, means the Buddha, multiplied, and innumerable gods and men entered on the plane of the noble ones. Okay, spiritual practice. And as the glory of his virtues became widely known, rich gain and high honor were bestowed upon him. But as for the sectarians, loss to them were gain and honor alike, meaning the Buddha has become more and more famous. But the sectarians, the non-Buddhist practitioners outside, lost. They lost their fame, they lost their gain, they lost the trust from their disciples, maybe the public at large. Because they all flocked to the Buddha then. Yeah. So even as the fireflies lost their brilliance before the coming of the sun, and they gathered together in the street and cried out, "Is the monk Gautama the only Buddha? We also are Buddhas." They proclaim like that. They felt so frustrated, disappointed, because the Buddha became so much famous and many people follow him and people also left them. They said, "We are also the Buddhas. Does that alone, which is given to him, yield abundant fruit?" They're asking questions. Yeah, that which is given to us brings also abundant fruit. Meaning, don't just give offerings to the Buddha, give offerings to us. You also have merit just the same. That's what they meant. Okay, jealousy, yeah. Also ignorance. They didn't understand what the Buddha truly was. Yeah, they didn't know his power. Their preachings just from outside, telling people, maybe repeating from the Vedas or from some other scripture. But the Buddha is an inner realization, powerful from inside, can bless people, can save people, can liberate souls, even from hell. Different. These other teachers, they just talk, they just preach, but they don't have enough power to liberate people. They don't have the inner realization to manifest true wisdom. That is a difference, but they don't know that. Yeah, so you can't even blame them. You see, they're ignorant. They did not understand the true inner power of the Buddha. They just think, oh, he looks like me, he looks like us. Yeah, he also shaves his head and wear the monk robe and go begging like us. So what's the difference? Why make offering and praise to the Buddhas and not to us? This is similar like that, because they really did not understand. They probably did not mean bad. They just did not understand what Buddha, what a enlightened saint really means. Yeah. Therefore, you, all people, give alms to us, bestow honor upon us, means go praise them, offering to them. Yeah. With such words as these did they appeal to the multitude. But for all their appeal, they got neither gain nor honor. They go out and make propaganda for themselves, but they got nothing out of that. Accordingly, they met together in secret and considered within themselves, by what means can we cast reproach upon the monk Gautama in public, and so put an end to the gain and honor bestowed upon him. They were thinking of some wicked scheme, trying to defame the Buddha, in secret. Okay, these people, these mundane sectarian teachers, who has no wisdom, no enlightenment, no power, just want fame and name. Maybe like one of you, one of the people you mentioned before. Maybe some of them. Yeah, of course. They're everywhere. In every country, there are such people. Yeah. It takes some great affinity and sincerity in order to discern who is who. Yeah. Because outside looks the same. Anyway, right? Outside looks the same. All humans look the same, huh? I look like her, and she looks like me, and I look like her, and I look like me. Other hair only. She's a Quebecois. Yes, Quebecois. Yeah? Quebecois. Quebec or Quebec? Quebecois. Yeah? Yeah, they speak different French. I had some friends. I met some of them before in Cayman. They are Quebecois. They said they spoke French, but I understood nothing. They did speak French, it's just a different accent. Yeah, you don't understand a thing what they're saying. Yeah, I thought they're speaking Greek or something. Okay. Now at that time, there lived in Savatthi a certain wandering nun named Cinca Manavika. A nun, mark this. Not a normal girl, huh? A nun. She possessed such surpassing beauty and loveliness. Wow. A very celestial nymph was she. From her body proceeded forth rays of light even. Wow. She's not a normal nun. She had some good aura, some spiritual gain already. Yeah. So, listen. Now, a certain harsh counselor made this proposal to them, to this group of jealous teachers, sectarian teachers. They say, okay, if we engage the assistance of this woman, we shall be able to cast reproach upon the monk Gautama. Gautama means the Buddha. They did not call him the Buddha or master respectfully. They were just jealous. They call him by his worthy name, Gautama, the Prince Gautama. Yeah. But you see, I thought because I was a Vietnamese woman, born in Vietnam, and a small woman, don't look anything special. So some people don't like. But the Buddha also, you see, had problems. Jesus also had problems. But Buddha was even a prince, and he forsook all his kingdoms and richness and 500 wives, or some more, and his winter palace, summer palace, just to become a monk to seek enlightenment. Still, they thought he just wanted fame and gain. You see that? Yeah, people are not all very reasonable because of ignorance. Okay, so now they wanted to defame him. Yeah, before all of his disciples, in the public even, disciples and followers. So they were trying to get this woman to do just that. Because this woman, though she was a nun and had light even, and she was beautiful, beautiful and lovely. So all these sectarian teachers agreed to this proposal. Cinca Manavika went to the monastery of the sectarians, saluted them, and stood waiting. But the sectarians had nothing to say to her. So thereupon she said, "What fault do you find in me?" She was thinking they brought her there to scold her or something. Yeah. This question she repeated 3 times. Then she said, "Noble sirs, I appeal to you for an answer. Noble sirs, what fault do you find in me?" Means, what's wrong? What wrong do you think about me? Yeah. Why do you not speak to me? I wonder why. I think they were too ashamed to say anything. They didn't know what to do. So at the end, they said, "Sister," they explained to her. They said, "Sister, don't you know the monk Gautama who goes about doing us harm?" And they are also the same sect, nah? Same Brahmin. So maybe that's why they said he goes around doing us harm, meaning including her. Depriving us of gain and honor alike. So the woman said, "No, sir, I do not know him. But is there anything I can do to help you in this matter?" So they said, the teachers, the sectarian teachers said, "Sister, if you wish us well, summon all your resources, contrive to cast reproach upon the monk Gautama, and so put an end to the gain and honor that people bestow upon him." So Cinca Manavika replied, "Very well, noble sirs. I will take all the responsibility, have no anxiety as to the outcome." Meaning, consider it done. Yeah. What a nun. Yeah. And what monks they are. the whole group of them. Yeah. So then she departed. Yeah. From that time on, because they call her to come because somebody advised them that this woman, if you engage her, you can defame the Buddha. But they also didn't know what to do. So they just called her there, and then she stood there, and they stood there, and they didn't know what to say. They called her to come because somebody advised them that this woman, if you engage her, you can defame the Buddha. But they also didn't know what to do. So they just called her there, and then she stood there, and they stood there, and they didn't know what to say. So, and finally, she kept asking many times. So they say, "Okay, do whatever you can to defame the Gautama, the Buddha." So she says she will do it. Woman, clever. Yeah. From that time on, she employed all her skill in the arts of a woman to effect her purpose. When the residents of Savatthi were returning from Jetavana after listening to the Dhamma from the Buddha, she would put on a cloak of red color and bearing perfumes and garlands in her hands, would walk in the direction of Jetavana. Okay? The followers and the disciples of the Buddha were walking from Jetavana to go home. And she, this woman, so-called nun, wearing a red coat, meaning very, very opulent, very eye-catching clothes and perfume and flowers and decorating makeup herself, was walking opposite direction to Jetavana, understand, to where the Buddha resided. Now you probably understood already what's going on. And then the people, of course, asked her, "Where are you going at this time of day?" She said, "What business is it of yours where I'm going? Say, mind your own business." She didn't even answer. And then she would reply that, and then she would spend the night near Chetavana at the monastery of the sectarians. And early in the following morning, when throngs of lay disciples were coming out of the city for the purpose of rendering the morning greeting to the Buddha, she would wend her way back and re-enter the city. You know, as if she stayed the whole night in Chetavana Park, but she didn't. She stayed in a temple of these sectarian jealous teachers, yeah. So people ask again, "Where have you spent the night?" People ask her. So she say, "It's not your business where I spent my night." And then she just left again. So after the lapse of a month and a half, she kept doing like this. Yeah. Whenever they asked her this question, she would reply, "I spent the night at Chetavana alone with the monk Gotama in the perfume chamber." Yeah. Perfume chamber is a place where they build specially for the Buddha alone to stay, apart from other monks and people. So she says she spent the night with Gautama the Buddha in his perfume room. Yeah. So after 1 month and a half, then she replied like that. Before she just say, "No, none of your business." But after a while, 5, 6 weeks, she say, "I spent the night with the Buddha." You know, she didn't say the Buddha. She says Gautama the monk. Yeah. And by her answer, she caused doubts and misgivings to spring up in the minds of those who were still worldlings, meaning the ones who were not truly enlightened yet. They were not very highly enlightened and not very diligent in practice in order to perceive inside knowledge, you know, not just by hearing, but knowing intuitively inside, or by vision, or by wisdom, knowing that it's not true or it is true. So they listen to her. This kind of people, easily swayed, yeah. Faith is not firm, enlightenment little, ego big, ignorance bigger. So they kind of doubt it now. They felt like believing in her something, somewhat. So these people were still worldlings, meaning they were not saintly yet, even though they were monks, even though they followed the Buddha, but they were not above the world level yet, not above human level yet. They call them worldlings. So these worldlings had doubts in their minds, so they said to themselves, "But who wouldn't, huh? Who wouldn't? This is too obvious, right?" The way she was doing was too obvious. Who wouldn't believe, right? It doesn't matter saint or not saint. Maybe people was thinking like that, huh? Okay. Okay, so they said to themselves, "Is this true or is this false?" When 3 or 4 months had gone by, she wrapped her belly about with bandages to create the impression that she was pregnant. And dressing herself in a scarlet cloak, she went about saying, "I have conceived a child by the monk Gautama." Thus did she deceive utter simpletons, stupid people. When 8 months or 9 months had gone by, she fastened a disc of wood to her belly, drew a cloak over it, and produced swellings all over her body by pounding her hands and feet and back with the jawbones of an ox and pretending to be physically exhausted. So then she went one evening to the Hall of Truth and stood before the Tathagata, meaning the Buddha. There, in his gloriously adorned seat of truth, sat the Tathagata teaching the Dhamma. And standing there before him, Cinca, Manavika, opened her lips and reviled him, saying, "Mighty monk, mighty is the throng to which you teach the Dhamma. Sweet is your voice, Soft are your lips. Nevertheless, you are the one by whom I have conceived a child, and the time of my delivery is near at hand. But in spite of all this, you make no effort to provide a lying-in chamber for me, nor do you offer to provide me with ghee or oil and such other things as I need. And failing yourself to attend to your duty, as a father, neither do you say to any one of your supporters, the king of Kosala, or Anatapindika, or Visakha, your eminent female disciple, do for this young woman what should be done for her. You never said anything like that. You know well enough how to take your pleasure, but you do not know how to look after the child you have begotten. So thus she was reviling the Buddha in the midst of the congregation, in the public, at that time, in the public. Even as a woman with a mass of dung in her hand might seek to defile the face of the moon. Maybe just useless, that's what I mean. How can you defile the face of the moon? Today is a good story because we have moon festival. I did not think like that, but it's a proper story, huh? Moon festival, moon story, yeah, okay. So the Tathagata stopped his discourse, and like a lion's roar, he cried out. He yelled out. Normally the Buddha doesn't yell, but he probably was upset or angry at these lies. So he roared like a lion, saying, "Sister, as to whether what you have said is true or false, that is something which only you and I know." He didn't even deny it. Yeah. But this is the thing, Buddha behavior, they behave like that, very noble. He didn't say, "No, you tell lies, you woman, you wicked, you do not say things like this about me. You know it's not true." He didn't say that. He said, "Whatever you said, true or not true, only you and I know." And he meant to her that she knew it was not true. And he knew it was not true. But he didn't deny, he didn't kind of like trash her or anything. So noble, eh? In front of the whole assembly of lay disciples, monks, and nuns, and kings, and everybody. He said nothing like that. So she said, "Yes, mighty monk, but who is to decide between the truth and the falsehood of what is known only to you and to me?" She mean, how can we tell anybody else? Huh? Everybody else should know about that. So at that moment, Saka, the god, the lord of the 33 gods in the 33 pleasure heaven, his seat suddenly became hot in heaven. It's just a sign of something wrong in the world, some connection with him somehow. So he felt heated, his seat. So therefore he pondered the cause and became aware of the following. Cinca Manavika is falsely accusing the Tathagata. Tathagata is one of the titles, the Buddha, okay? Yeah, meaning thirst come. So he said to himself, the god Saka said to himself, "I will clear up this matter." So he set out with 4 deities, 4 of his assistants from heaven. And these 4 deities, his assistants, turned themselves, "Stretch your legs, man, stretch. Stretch correctly. Don't worry about the Indian custom with the guru and stretching leg in front of the guru. Nothing. Don't worry about it. I'm not Indian, so you're free." In the Indian custom, you don't stretch you don't put your legs toward the guru. You don't sleep with your legs, your foot toward the guru. You don't sit in the same height seat as the guru. Something like that. But I said, I'm not Indian. I'm not a Mataji in India, so you're free. You stretch your legs wherever you want. Okay? Be comfy, because it's not comfortable sitting long on the floor. I'm sorry, we cannot provide any more than this. Yeah, all right. Okay. And also we age, you and I age. And when we age, the body complains. okay, quietly but very loudly. And here is a little bit like humid in this season. So your bones will feel a little trouble. I put two boxes of medicine, small boxes of medicine outside next to the boiler machine. When you boil your tea, you use it to rub, okay? Yes. And you rub whenever you like and then return it there so other people can use it. There's instructions inside, okay?
Yes.
So Shaka the god, he set forth with his four deities, four assistant deities, you know, the heavenly assistants, his secretaries, and his probably his drivers, and his housekeeper, and another sub-secretary or shadow secretary, what they call it in England. Shadow secretary. Sounds not very trustworthy, is it? Yeah. In America, they say vice secretary, you know, but shadow secretary, and even shadow minister. Oh, I thought this is what a name, huh? It sounds dubious, you know. It sounds scary. All right, then. So he went down with the four shadow sub-gods, yeah? And then these four deities, or divas, or whatever, they change themselves by magic power into mice, rats, okay? And with one bite of their teeth, they came down, yeah? They came down from heaven, all the way down to where the Buddha sat, and they turned themselves into mice. And then with one bite of their teeth, these little mice severed the cords with which the disc of wood was fastened to the belly of the woman. Yeah. At that moment, the wind blew up the cloak, which was wrapped around her, and the disc of wood fell upon her feet, cutting off the toes of both her feet as well. Okay. Thereupon, the multitude cried out, "NHዔC is reviling the Supreme Enlightened One." So they spat on her head, and taking clods of earth and sticks in their hands, drove her out of Jetavana, where the Buddha was. The Buddha didn't say anything, but it just happened like that. Yeah. Okay. As she passed out of sight of the Tathagata, the great earth split apart. An abyss opened under her feet, and flames shot up from Avicii hell. Thus she was swallowed up, enveloped, as it were, in a scarlet blanket, such as is presented by a wealthy family, and reborn in the Avicii hell. Avicii hell is a hell that is non-stop punishment. You don't have 1 second of rest. They punish you forever and forever and forever. And it could be a very, very long time, like eternity. And this is called also like a non-stop, you know, non-interrupted hell. One of the non-interrupted hell, meaning whatever punishment they met it out to you, you have it all day long, 24 hours, every second of the day. They make you die, they make you suffer, and then you revive again, and then you live again, and then you continue again and again and again and again. This is the worst hell of all, without any repose in between. This is reserved for the real deep criminals. Understand? The bad, the worst. Yeah. It's not that the Buddha wanted it that way. It's just her karma drew her down there. Not the Buddha. The Buddha never wanted to punish anybody at all. Not even the Saka God want that. Just the karma draws people to where they belong. This is terrible to slander the innocent Buddha. Yeah? That's why. Yeah. The slanders who slander normal people, yes, you will also reap punishment, but to slander an enlightened saint, this is the worst you can do to yourself. Yeah. So she went direct immediately with flames even shooting up to drag her down to the Avicii hell. From that time, the gain and honor of the sectarians decreased even further. They wanted to gain more, but now they got less. Yeah. But the offerings presented to the Master Buddha increased more and more, of course. Now his fame was more than before. Yeah. So actually she was helping the Buddha. And the sectarians, in a way, were helping the Buddha. But as you sow, so shall you reap. They did not intend to help the Buddha that way. They intended to harm him. Therefore, they had to reap the consequences like that. And this is not yet to do with the other teachers yet. It's just the girl only. Yeah. Because she's the one herself thought of this scheme. You see, they also did not tell her what to do. They also didn't know what to do to defame the Buddha. But she herself, though being a nun in the Brahmin sect, is also very noble, thought of this way to really slander him, degrade him in front of the multitude. This is a terrible sin, understand? To slander someone and dishonor his reputation is just as bad as killing him, or worse, especially when that person is an enlightened saint and doing nothing harmful to no one, just preaching good and reminding people to do good or teaching them a liberation path. You see? That's why.